Myself, Pradeep Shukla, IQAC Coordinator, Rahul College of Education, would love to welcome you all on the second day of our e-symposium, Konnect 2K22. So today we have two distinguished personalities with us who are really unique in their own way. Both of them have tremendous knowledge and virtue to share with us. We have Ms. Vrushali Sheth and Ms. Gunjan Pandya with us. So starting with Ms. Vrushali Sheth, ma'am is a design thinking practitioner and an instructional designer at Orange Lakes. With over 11 years of experience in education industry, ma'am has worked in both design, delivery quality, curricula across multiple subjects and levels. Qualified both as a design thinking practitioner and instructional designer, Google certified trainer and innovator, ma'am loves exploring newer ways of improving environment and outcomes. Really, she's a very enthusiastic person. A lot thing will learn from her today, definitely. Now, I'd like to introduce Ms. Gunjan Pandya. Ma'am is an instructional designer and product manager at Orange Slate with extensive experience as an academic head at Indian Institute of Gems and Jewelry, also ID at MET Bandra and HR at Shoppers Stop. Ma'am is a very enthusiastic personality and she likes to read a lot for developing her personality, for upskilling herself with a degree in educational technology. Her passion for learning and development help her step into the world of instructional design and curriculum development. Each day of ma'am role as an ID and head academic coordinator has been exciting. She intends to be a lifelong learner and touch as many learning mind as she can. Hopefully, we are very fortunate to have Ms. Vrushali Sheth and Ms. Gunjan Pandya with us, who are going to really share a very informative, fruitful information with us. So I would request now Ms. Vrushali Sheth and Ms. Gunjan Pandya to carry on with the session. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pradeep sir. Thank you so much, Rahul College of Education, for inviting us for this super amazing symposium. I've been attending day one and today is day two, and we are so glad to start day two with this topic. Whatever you heard about us is all theory, and this 1.5 hours is going to put this theory into practice, and you will see how this experience is actually put into practice in this session. So theories to practice in reality, you will be seeing in this topic. Gunjan?
A quick thank you, Pradeep and RIS. Let me share the screen.
Yes, like you heard, I am Vrushali Sheth. The other theories left behind. Wanted to discuss with you about a very important saying that I usually follow in my life and what we do at Orange Slates is, if you can't apply what you have learned, then you have really not learned anything. And this is a mantra that we follow. Until you apply, that's what you have learned. Otherwise, it's gone. So this topic is very close to our heart, theories to practice. So as soon as this topic was given, I was like, no, we will only do this session. Nobody else is going to do this. So that is how it is. And yes, we are here, theories to practice, transferring knowledge into fostering skills.
Thank you, Vrushali. I'll move ahead. Just taking you through the flow of the session, quick flow. So as we are audience slates, thoda sa ulta chalte hain. We will not go from theory to application. We will first look at different applications in the classrooms, and then we will, as a group, try to derive which theories these applications have come from. Just a little disclaimer, this is going to be very interactive sessions. Thankfully, the tone has already been set earlier. So we will do a lot of applications in the classroom, and then we'll, as a group, think, what theories they have emanated from. Just one objective, applications of theories in classrooms.
So be very open. So this is a disclaimer again. Be open to chat. If at all they are able to unmute, please raise your hand before answering, because there are so many people. Otherwise, all mismatch will happen. We won't be able to hear great ideas, right? So if you want to answer, please raise your hand. Otherwise, chat is always there. We'll tell you when to put in the chat as well. All right. keep your mind open, eyes open, and of course, I'm sure you had your cup of tea and coffee so that we can begin with this session. So again, we are going to do activity. So every slide is going to be an activity, and that's how we are going to be going from application to theory. All right. So I think we are ready to start. All set. Can you all show me a thumbs up from reactions? Can you all show me a thumbs up that you all are ready? Thank you. Who has started the video, you can show me thumbs up there, or you can show me emoticon thumbs up is also fine. In the chat, thumbs up is also fine. Thank you. Quickly, you have 10 seconds. Come on, show me thumbs ups. I want all thumbs ups. I got 2 thumbs ups. Perfect. Okay. Okay, all are here present physically, mentally. This is awesome. So let's begin. This is just, you can just go through it, take 10 seconds. This is the flow of activities.
These are the list of 5 activities we will do.
All right.
All right, let's begin.
So 1, 2, 3. Gunjan, start.
Okay, so let's begin. Okay, start.
The first activity is I want you to see this picture for a minute. I'll give you 1 minute. See this picture and try to remember the names. Your time starts now. 1 minute. You can start putting in the chat also. If you know the answers, you can write in your book or you can put it in the chat. 1 minute, see the image and put the answers. What all you can see.
So 1 minute is done. Should I stop share, Vrushali?
No, we just keep this here. I
Okay.
love the responses and the speed. Thank you so much. Okay, there is somebody named Samsung SMA736B. I request you to please name yourself by your name, full name, or whatever you're comfortable with, but I don't like to call you as Samsung. It doesn't look nice. So please rename yourself. And yes, so okay, now you can stop putting in the chat and come back on screen. Lot of buildings and architecture. Yes, so this was exactly our aim. We wanted you to focus only and only on the image, nowhere else. We put a very, very populated image on screen. Your attention was completely there. Now, as a teacher, I can use this image to start a topic. It's called a hook thing, right? Immediately my students' attention is here. I just told them to see and remember, but you observed so many things. Can you tell me one? Of course, the names of the buildings are all correct. I mean, there's no question. Any different observation as a teacher, what I can use this image for? Anybody would like to share that? Did you observe anything distinct? Gunjan, you want to share your screen again with that image? This image can be used to discuss what? What all I can discuss? Creativity, very nice. That is very nice. Super. National and international heritage, right? Very nice. History, I can discuss history, I can discuss geometry, architecture. So you can see on my right, all are older ones, older constructions. On my left, they're all new constructions. So how the architecture is different. Global Connect, trigonometry, very nice. History.
Poonam ma'am has raised her hand.
Yes, Poonam ma'am.
You can unmute.
Global structures, correct? I mean, all are correct. There's no right or wrong answer here. Poonam ma'am, are you able to unmute or you want to put it in the chat? Tourism, very nice. Tourism, we didn't think of that
True.
aspect. Yeah. Religion and symbols, excellent again. So what we are doing here, okay, so this is a hook of a session where you are actually putting into practice one theory, which is said to be not to be done, not to be referred to. So Gunjan, over to you.
So what we did was very, very simple. We saw something and we remembered something. Sometimes we also, give a picture where they have to remember as many things as they can, and then we close the same picture and just ask them to write the number of, buildings they saw. So again, very, very basic theory of behaviorism. Behaviorism is not always bad. Generally, it's always, in our memory and the way we were taught is behaviorism means, the teacher is on the stage, or, it is positive behavior and punishment, carrot and stick. No, behaviorism is not always bad. There are some very, very important tricks and strategies there which we use every day as teachers. I'm sure you are using. So we're trying to shape learners behavior. Again, we use, lot of us use mnemonics, so we can use those to stimulate your pre-knowledge. So if you see, this picture is actually stimulating your pre-knowledge, and then when you share a new lesson or a share concept, you're making corrections. As simple as this.
So we
Any
always say that
thoughts
we
on
always
this?
say that we always say that you need to have real life connect. What more real life than you want than real architecture standing in front of you as an example, just one of the examples,
True.
right? So good. So this is going to be our approach throughout. We'll be talking about a strategy, an application of a really, really old theory which we have been using for ages. All good? All good? Show me thumbs ups again.
Good.
Quickly, quickly. Come on. Any thoughts? Anything? Good. Should we move ahead? Ready for the next activity? No, only one thumbs up. No, ready for the next activity? Not ready yet.
Any questions? Yeah, we are there to take.
Okay, we are getting yes and thumbs ups in the chat. Perfect.
Perfect. So I'll move ahead.
Yes, the next activity. Okay. Now this is, yes, thank you, thank you. Now come back on screen, quickly. This, you can see a lot of collection of images. They might be related to each other or not, we don't know. What we want you to do is, we want you to separate examples from non-examples. Okay. I'm not saying which category. Is my voice breaking? Is okay? Okay. So Hari sir, I think you will have to check your internet. Sorry if you're not able to hear. Okay. Yeah. So coming back. So here are images. We are not going to tell you what category, what topic we are going to do, nothing. We want you to segregate these into examples and non-examples, and you'll have to tell us why this is an example and non-example. Are you getting it? So you'll have to tell us which category you're looking at, and examples of that category and non-examples of that category. Any, ma'am, any. Horizontal, vertical, all are one example. We just put it in the box that it's easy to see. No grade importance here. All right. But I don't want you to answer one by one in the chat. What I want you to do is keep your answer typed in the chat box. When I say 1, 2, 3, go, all the answers should come to me together. I don't want single answers. Okay. You have to categorize all the given samples into two groups, examples and non-examples. Is that clear? So there, in the end, there will be two groups. One will be examples of a category, and other group will be non-examples of category. The category you have to decide, examples you have to decide, and non-examples you have to decide from this list given to you. Okay? You have to type your answer and keep it ready. Don't send. I will not accept that answer. All right? You have 1 minute's time. Type your answer in the chat and keep it. When I say 1, 2, 3, go, you have to send me the answers. Is this clear? All right, your time starts. Gunjan, 1 minute. Yes, the category will be common. Okay, so I'll just give you an example, right? If I have curd, milk, rasgulla, gulab jamun, then gulab jamun will be my non-example and curd and everything will be one example because these are all milk products. Simple? Okay. So your time starts now. Don't send the message. This time is just for you to write the answers. Gunjan, time started? Ma'am, don't send right now in the message, please. Thank you. We can send it once I say go. You can keep it typed in the chat.
$15 more, then we'll finish.
It's okay. I understand. It got sent by mistake. Please don't. No worries. Is the time up, Gunjan?
Yeah, time
Okay.
is up. You
So when
can
I say 1, 2, 3, go, please send your messages. You're already getting messages.
Sure.
I like the excitement in the participants. And all are like students right now. Listening half instructions. No worries. Okay. So I can see the examples. These are all perfect. Metals and non-metals is something that a lot of people have put. Then we have natural materials and man-made materials. Excellent, Disha.
Excellent.
Very nice. Very nice. Renewable and non-renewable. I think you'll have to give example as well, Poonam, for renewable and non-renewable.
Or you may just unmute and tell us why do you think it's renewable and non-renewable. So there is school essentials and other things also.
Very nice.
Great.
That is a
Never
nice
thought
one.
of that.
Organic and non-organic origin. Excellent, Dhanisha.
Okay, excellent.
Renewable like biodegradable. Okay. So which example will come in biodegradable? Okay, we are taking this discussion because we want to get to a point, right? So yeah, this is how a classroom will be. You'll get a lot of answers. Some things will be in the direction where you want it to go. Some examples can actually go in the direction which you don't want them to go. So how will you probe? So Gunjan, over to you.
Yeah, so there are answers like singular and plural. So obviously you're thinking of one and double. So for kids students, then there is households. Now the closest which we think what we want to teach as a concept is metal and non-metal. Think of more things, possibilities. Think of more possibilities. What is a concept which can come close to metals and non-metals? You can put on the chat, unmute.
Just want to share all the answers that you shared are all right. Huh? Renewable,
Yeah.
singular, plural, all are correct.
So Mahima, you
That's
said categories, chalk, magnetic stickers. So what are examples and non-examples? I think Mahima, you are somewhere close if you are thinking in that direction. You're saying that chalk and chair and buttons and plastics are non-examples. So what category are you
non-examples
coming of?
Shiny, non-shiny is again a quality of what? Good, good.
Very close, very close.
Very close. Come on.
So
what kind of materials are they called?
Metallic, non-metallic, very close, very close. So What is the quality of a metal which a non-metal does not have? Hard and soft. Yes, it is one. Very correct. But I'm looking at a quality. Yes, somebody's come. Magnetic and non-magnetic. Jiva sir, great.
So all other qualities, yes. But what
Yes.
we wanted as example and non-example, as a teacher, in my classroom, when I enter, I have an objective in mind that I want to do this concept. I want to do this topic, right? But if I tell directly, okay, students, today we are going to do magnetic and non-magnetic. This is like directly giving away, right? Okay, students, we are going to learn about nutrition in plants, definition of nutrition, definition of what are the types of nutrition. This is how we start our sessions. What if we actually gave them a plant and told, okay, fine, well, how do you think this plant cooks his food? Right? This is exactly what we did here. Gunjan, you might want to go to the next slide.
Yeah. So these are magnetic and non-magnetic. If you've seen, we've put Earth and Moon as a curveball. So actually, Earth is a magnetic planet and Moon is not. So generally, your uh, thinking will not go there. So there are some, we put curveballs which you generally don't think of magnetic and non-magnetic, right? But again, your so many categories came. We were so happy, you singular, plural, organic, inorganic, metallic, non-metallic. So we are thinking so much. You're getting the children into the mode of thinking. So generally, as Vrushali mentioned, we generally start with a title, definition, attribute, and examples. Now, concept attainment model, as you know, it's a cognitive model. Reverses the order. You first give examples, you chew people's brain, then you think of attributes. So when we asked you about the attributes of metal, there was malleability, there was softness, hardness, there was magnetism, and there's still, kept coming, right? So again, your pre-knowledge already has been, started. And now, we have come to magnetic, and then we take the lesson ahead. So why magnetism, how it is used, in the earth. So later, we can um, go with the topic ahead. Similarly, not only magnetism, you can do this with any topic on the earth.
Also, if you notice, just to add to this, if you notice that there were so many variety of responses. Now in a classroom, we all will have all these responses going in various direction. I would like to repeat this thing because this is very important. What we do is, nahi, ye galat hai. Yeah, ye nahi, don't think in that direction. Why? We would want children to think, because this is a discovery mode of learning, right? They're discovering in the journey. They will be landing somewhere else, but in the end you want them to discover the objective, so you have to probe. So what we were discussing in the morning, right? At some point you'll have to probe, some point you will have to guide, some point you'll have to mentor, some point you'll have to push. This is where we decide where we want to push, mentor, probe. So yes, so flipped classroom is the approach that very closely resembles to what we are trying to say right now, where actually they are doing the basic work at home and the actual conceptual teaching that comes in the classroom by students.
True. We'll go to the next activity.
All right, good till
before-
here. Good till here. All good. Yes.
Are
Awesome.
there any questions?
Any questions here? Should we go ahead? No questions. Yes, please. Let's go ahead. Okay. Thank you, Alim. Oh, this is my favorite
Yay.
activity. All right. You want to stop the screen share?
Yeah, I stopped.
Okay. Perfect. Now, this is something very exciting that we're going to do. And I would request you to please start your video. Okay, just for this activity, just for 5 minutes, I'll request you to start the video. Thank you so much, ma'am. Everybody, please start the video. Otherwise, this activity will go a failure and we don't want that to happen, right? Quickly, come on. Thank you so much. That's really, really nice of you. Don't worry about the background. We are not really worried about the background here. Okay. Okay, but in the meanwhile, people are starting videos. This is an activity where you have to change the filter of Zoom. Okay. Those who know, great. Those who don't know, next to video, there is a small arrow. When you click on that arrow, there is choose video filter. Okay. When you choose video filter, there are various filters. As you can see, my filter is getting changed. Can you see I am in a theater now? Or I have smileys around me. Can you see it? Or I can actually have a bow matching my top. Right? These are all filters of Zoom. Now your task. Your task is, okay, very nice. We have two nice filters here. Your task is everybody in this meeting. Great, Mahima, Urmila, you have been trying these filters. Amazing. So now you know how to put filters. That's great. Everybody else, all okay? Everybody knows how to put a filter? I don't have a filter.
It is available on Zoom at Aditya. Are you on the phone or are you on the laptop?
Phone on phone. Okay, let me also join. And if somebody is on phone, can you check if you have? Let me also join from Zoom. It should have. No. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Sorry. Hey, it is there. So when you go in more, okay, so on mobile phone, there's a different instruction. When you go in more, there are 3 dots in the end. When you go in more, you have backgrounds and effects. Okay. In backgrounds and effects, you have video filters. If you can see, my mobile screen is also having a filter.
Great, Lekha, man, you tried something. Mahima.
Okay. I'll repeat, on mobile phone, it is not next to the video. On mobile phone, when you go in more, there are videos and backgrounds, video effects, I'm sorry. When you go in more, backgrounds and effects is the name. Click on backgrounds and effects, there are video filters. Okay, Poonam, no worries, it's okay. You can be a supervisor for the activity for me. All right. Okay, so now coming back to the activity. So now we know how to do it on mobile phone as well. All right. Your task is, all of you in the meeting except Poonam, who is using Mac, all of you will have to have the same filter. Okay. Your task is, everybody on the meeting will have the same filter. Your time starts now. Okay, those on mobile, if you're not able to, don't worry, don't panic. It's an activity. You can be supervisors with us. But as an instruction, it's on more. iPhone has a lot of problem, iPhone and Mac. Okay, coming back. I want all of you to have the same filter. Come on, those who can change. Currently, we don't have same. I can see different frames. I can see an auditorium. I can see smiley. Come on, at least try. Do something. Fast, everyone. Come on. No worries, Beena
So,
ma'am.
Poonam, if you are on the laptop, there is a symbol of stop video. Next to stop video, there is a small triangle. Click on that triangle, and then you will see choose virtual background or choose virtual video filter. Click on video filter, and then you can choose a filter, any filter you like. There are many of them.
Those who don't have, I understand, but those who have, please make it same. A lot of iPhone users we have here. That's a good observation.
I have an iPhone. Let me try from my phone.
Come on, quickly. You got to work together. Try, it's okay. You have your time.
So people who have an iPhone,
गुंजन, you are on mute. आप फोन का आवाज बंद करके इसका अनम्यूट करो.
okay, people who are on the iPhone, this is my iPhone. In the end, there are 3 dots. Just click on those dots and say background and effects. And you can just click any filter. So it's giving you filters there.
Somebody has shared a problem in the chat, so those who are observing can observe. On phone, there is this light filter not available. No paid or anything. Don't worry. So now as a team, what you should do? Come on, think, people, think. As a team, if I see that my other team member is not having something, what should we do? Yeah, those who don't have is okay, don't worry. Help them, exactly. So help. Light filter is not there. Which filter is available on phone? And what can we people do who are on laptop? We'll take 20 seconds more. Yes, Safia, support. Excellent. Come on, 20 seconds.
Unfortunately, we can't share screen and show this, unfortunately. Otherwise, we would have done it.
Yes, those who are having filters, can you observe something on screen? Which filter is getting maximum responses? Good, Lekha, good. Who else? Urmila ma'am. Perfect. Awesome. Sridevi ma'am. Which filter is going right now? Smileys. Right. Okay, Gunjan, I think we'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for participating. And those who are not able to, unfortunately, so next time, let's explore on Zoom how we can do filters. Okay, this will we learn something new. But great work. Thank you so much. Smiley, everybody did smiley. Awesome.
So the idea of the exercise was obviously collaboration. How we can talk. We are such a big group, 152 people in this meeting, but somehow we connected and we decided, in the end that we all will have smileys, whoever could. So I agree, this was a new tech for you, and to find the filter and then think of, how to change the filter is a little challenge. But we succeeded in some cases, succeeded, did not succeed in some cases. Then there was a small group of us with who all had smileys. Again, because we were maybe, a little more tech savvy. Some people didn't have those options in school, on the phone or on their laptops. Completely okay. So the idea of this activity was basically showing how collaborative learning can happen with as simple tools as this. This is a filter. In your classroom, you can even ask students to raise hands, raise the same set of hands. So it can be left, it can be right. So initially, some people will be raising the left hand, some people will be raising the right hand, and slowly you bring them to a commonality, right? Very, very simple exercise just to show the power of group thinking or power of collaboration. We do so many small group strategies also similar to this, again to bring individual accountability. So each person, each teacher, each person has an accountability to try a filter, right? Obviously, the interdependence is positive because finally we chose the. If you see, it's a symbolic. We all chose smileys in the end, right? So positive interdependence is there. There is interaction. There are social skills happening, and if we keep, so this was one activity, but if we keep doing things like this on a continuous basis, generally social skills and group processing capabilities are evolved in students.
Also, as a team member, right? We all have certain roles. So there'll be some person, we all have attributes as well. So some people will actually wait for somebody to give instruction, right? We'll wait. We'll see somebody else is doing hatik. I'll follow. That's nothing wrong in it. It's good. That's how I am, and I will follow somebody. There'll be some people who will take leadership. No, let's do this. Let's try this. Why don't you do this? You do this. We all saw this, right? We also practically we saw that there were, I think, one or two people who said, "No, put this frame, put this, try this, do it fast." And there were some
And
people.
somebody said, I phone pe ye wala filter nahi hai. So people in laptop decided, let's help the phone person, right?
Immediately as a
So
group we
differentiated
decided.
learning has come.
Differentiated, and also
Inclusion.
empathy. Also empathy, also understanding somebody else. So again, this was a very small activity with a very large group. Correct. But of course, when we do it in the classroom, we can decide how we want to do it, and of course the activity will be different. But the objective here is every person has a role to play, and every group will have to give a joint effort product or a joint effort outcome. And then that's why this gives ownership as well to the group and as an individual as well.
See, in
Good.
activity, if I had divided you into breakout rooms according to your subject and asked you to choose a filter and why you chose a filter, the outcome of the whole activity would have been so different, right?
Yeah, I would have given you time to discuss as well. Go
True.
discuss in your group and come back with a common filter. Every group will have filter. Correct. So how you can inculcate collaborative learning in your teaching. Again, a theory of collaborative learning with an activity which is so simple, and we put it into practice in the classroom. Good. We are good.
So,
Yeah.
Redmi Y2, please rename yourself because you've raised your hand and I don't like to call you Redmi, whoever it
Yeah.
is.
We
If
have
you can,
Redmi, we have Samsung. Nice.
yeah,
Brands attending our session. Great. Good. Chalo. Next.
I'll move ahead. Vrushali, I think now you share your screen. I'll stop share.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you right now is, so being a tech tech world now, and we use a lot of tools in teaching, and thanks to, see, we can't have a session now without COVID coming into discussion. So thanks to COVID, we started exploring multiple tools or multiple requirements in the classroom, starting from engaging to assessments to discussions to just simple classroom management. So we have been using a lot of tools, right? So I'm going to showcase one tool which is called ThingLink. Okay, if you know about this tool, great. I'll be showcasing right now. So just a moment. Let me share my screen. Let me open that link. I'll be sharing this link as well. I'll be sharing with you, Tanisha, and then we can share it with the entire group. Okay. So this ThingLink is a tool. Uh, it makes a simple image into interactive image. All right. This is a simple image. You can see this is a forest web, correct? But you can see simple icons that are placed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what they've done is, on the image, I'm able to embed video. So first is, let's go start. In a forest web, we first talk about the producers. Producers are the one who produces energy. They become the food source for my other animals, right? Then for producers, they have put a web link, which is called Forest Food Webs web link. You can see this camera icon. When I click here, it will take me to a different link, which talks about producers. This image is taken from this, so this is the reference. Then now, second, so producers, for producers, there is a video. So what are producers? Okay, sorry, this video is not available. Okay, so this is how you can embed a video. Third, for primary consumers, what are primary consumers? So again, there is an interactive video there. Then secondary consumers or carnivores. What are carnivores? So there is a definition of carnivores. Carnivores get their energy from smaller animals that eat plants. Then we have decomposers. So what are decomposers? Decomposers are organisms such as fungi. So this image is enriched by different elements, and these elements can be video, can be audio, can be a text, can be engaging game. Right now this game is unfortunately not activated. And then of course solar energy, the overall energy, solar energy. So what we are doing here, we are using the technology, the power of technology, and making the student learn from something visually. Of course this image is appealing, but not only that, but getting into details about more, knowing more about the concept, exploration more. Okay, fine, if you have seen secondary consumers, carnivores, what it means more, going beyond the textbook, going beyond what is prescribed. The boundaries of learning are shattered here, right? So this is about ThingLink. I'll be sharing this link with you. I'll see why the links are not activated yet. So I'll just check that, and then I'll share the link with you after activating all the links. So what we are doing here?
So all of us, if you remember, we talk about arts, people's interaction, right? So we try to make connection, art aspects interaction. So what ThingLink is trying to do, there are different aspects of a concept. You're trying to, know more about the concept, but also connect it with secondary and tertiary, right? So these are your connecting parts. Now, what can EdTech tools do to your classroom? So many things. You can use it as an icebreaker. So last we did Zoom. That filter can also be used as an icebreaker activity, right? What ma'am did, Danisha ma'am did in the morning, that was also an ice breaking activity through a website. So the EdTech tools can become very, very good icebreaker and recall activities. We all do quizzes and Kahoots and things in the classroom. These are recall activities. You can use these tools to collaborate. Also, we have tools like Padlet, then you have Mentimeter, where actually all the students can come together and collaborate on a project or on a topic. For example, if I just shared a Padlet with you and just asked you to write what are the different learning theories. So we are now collaborating with the tool. And obviously gamification learning has come in a big way with quizzes, Kahoots, you have Nearpod, so many tech tools. So the reason of showing you ThingLink was to show you how tech tools can actually transform your classrooms, and they're just tools. Finally, as teachers, we are people who have to think about how to use them. You are all subject matter experts, I'm sure, and you're very good at your subjects. These are just tools which can help you a little bit. You can also send these tools, to students. Maybe this photo can also be sent to students at home to do homework. Then you're enhancing their self-learning capabilities. You are using multimodal learning because students now need multimodal learning. What that Corona ka 2 years has done this to us.
वो भी
So
plus
all this.
हाँ, plus also कि if you are just using, see, of course now no none of the teachers use mundane tools. Like a simple library ka book de diya is something no teachers are doing now, so I have a lot of respect for that. How you can make it more enriching, more engaging is the question that we can ask ourselves, right? So that is what we have to do. So I won't say that teachers are not doing it, they are doing great. And how to look out for more and more resources, making it more and more engaging, and making the students love the subject, making the students love the concept of learning, right? It is not about ki I need to learn what is the definition of magnetism or nutrition. It is my love for learning. I should love the concept of studying. Learning is not as a punishment, but was something that I would look forward to. And all these things that we're doing here, the practice will make them love being engaged, being part of learning. And once that is achieved, then whatever concept you take in the classroom, be it the most difficult concept in the classroom, but they will be engaged because they'll be thinking continuously about how I can learn, how I can do this, how I can take it forward and apply in my life. I look for applications in my daily life for the same. Right? Perfect. So now this is one activity that we are going to do. The next activity. First step. There are 3 steps in this. Okay. So first we're talking about the first step. What do you see in this image? You can put it in the chat. What do you see? This is the first step. This picture is taken by our partner when she was visiting a school in a village.
Yeah, school in a village. A program in a village.
Village school, okay.
Students are enacting something. Students are doing some activity. Skit, okay. Anganwadi, open learning.
Very nice.
Very nice.
See, हम कुछ भी करें theory तो आ ही जाती है ना. Open learning theory तो आ ही जाती है. Very nice.
Rural education.
Village school.
Students studying in traditional method. Okay.
Active participation, environment learning, a village gurukul.
Yeah.
A village setting organized with active but naturalistic learning setup. Very nice.
Freeness.
Open school teaching, midday meal.
Midday meal. अच्छा हाँ पीछे एक है
बर्तन है हाँ
बर्तन है हमने ध्यान नहीं दिया enacting skit yeah okay
ठीक है. Now step 1 done. Step 1 done. We observed overall. Okay. Now I want you to wear a different lens. I want you to wear a lens if you are this girl sitting in front. This so there is a group sitting behind, there is a group standing, there are teachers. I want you to think from a lens of this girl sitting here. What does she see and observe? What do you perceive from wearing some other lens, the same image? This girl.
What you feel and what you observe. Two things.
So now the lens is different. Okay, now I don't want general answers. I want from her lens. What do you observe and what do you feel?
Somebody said she might be leader. Again, very, if you were that girl, you are that girl, now what you're seeing? Slow learner. Okay.
So she will feel that she's a slow learner.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
She's
straining.
observing. Okay, I'm straining.
Okay.
I'm observing the play. I'm watching the boy and act doing the role play. I'm waiting for my turn. Okay. So you're thinking, why am I not doing this act? Okay.
She's trying to replicate what others are doing. Very good. So modeling, you're trying to say. Talking with others. Okay. She's watching what is happening there. Yes.
I love it. Wish I could be one of them. Okay.
Wow. She's thinking
Attentive.
why the bigger boys are standing up.
Very nice.
Very good.
Very good observation. All right. I'm feeling anxious to participate.
मेरा टर्न आएगा. Right.
अब मेरी बारी. मैं आगे बैठी हूँ. मेरी बारी.
Mentally planning what I will do. हाँ, अगर मुझे बुलाया तो मैं क्या करूँगी? Very good.
Very nice. All right. Perfect. So now the lens is changed. Now I'm wearing a different lens. I'm a teacher. This teacher standing in sari. As a teacher, now we are done with one general lens of overall what I observe. My second lens was from perspective of this child. And now my third lens is on perspective of this teacher.
Evaluation. So the teacher is evaluating who's doing what, guiding, observing the children.
I hope they're doing it right. I'm so sorry.
No
I'm so sorry. I'm so
mistakes.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No mistakes. कोई mistake किया तो मैं जाके correct करूँ. Very good. So she's guiding. She's encouraging. Yeah, so it might be she's clapping, you know. She's eager. Imagination is going very well. Huh? The boy has missed the dialogue. I want to correct it. So teachers, हमारे अंदर के सारे teachers जाग गए हैं. Cheering on.
Hope they will do right. I'm hoping as a teacher, please सही कर लेना. बहुत practice की है.
Confused. Okay. कर क्या रहे हैं?
I love
Is
it.
the food ready? Can I wrap up? I like that. She's giving instructions. She may be surprised to see how well children followed the instructions and they are enacting the play nicely. Very good. She's trying to see sab theek ho gaya ki nahi, right? Very good.
So I can jump in if there is a problem.
Yeah, she's happy with her work. She's enjoying the outcome. Very well. Very, very well done.
Awesome. Awesome. Great responses. Some really great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Come back. Come out of the chat and come back on screen. What we're trying to do here is we are trying to wear different lenses, right? So this is one of the strategies, which is a visible thinking routine. This is taken from Harvard Project Zero. And since you're already done with visible thinking routine session, you would have heard about it. But there are different strategies in which learning can be very engaging, visual, of course. And as a teacher, I can bring my thoughts which are visible and I can make the students' thoughts and learnings also visible. So this is the overall idea of visible thinking routines. I'm sure you have done it. So here, This strategy is different lenses. And this was just a real life picture that we showed you, and there were different perspectives. Even in a concept when we teach in the classroom. Even so, I just want to give example is now even the report card is 360 degrees. It's not only you correcting the child. No, there are different perspectives. There's peer evaluation, self evaluation, teacher evaluation, parent evaluation, and not only once, multiple times. Then why do we teach a concept only unidirectional? Right? Why should we take a concept which is only what you think is right in that direction? So taking a situation, taking a case study. So of course, this we might not use everywhere, but taking a case study and understanding different perspective, looking at a situation from different lenses. We also learn, apart from the concept, we also learn life skills of empathy, value, respecting others' opinions, right? So here the steps are: C, choose and share a lens. So like I shared with you, which lens would you wear? The child's lens, the teacher's lens, the somebody the overall lens. And we probed you, we ask your questions as well. So this is a strategy. And here the most important is embrace differences. Right, we need to understand, we need to embrace that there's a different person. I might have a different perspective. So there's a favorite image where there is a six drawn, and when one person is standing on that side and one person is standing on this side. So for me it is six, for you it might be nine. We have to embrace that difference, right? Gunjan, you want to add something to it?
Yeah, so to just to bring the whole wrap the whole thing, the picture was actually taken from a village. Yeah, you were right. It so basically, you can use it to show how with little uh, infrastructure you can still teach. If you've heard, the whole village teaches a child. This is the same concept. If you see the age difference, can you show the picture earlier also? If you can see, the age difference in the children is quite varied, because obviously it's a small village. It is a bit less number of students, so elder students have taken up the responsibility to teach younger students. This is how so this is how a different lens can be worn. So now you have already worn a lens of a child and what she's feeling, but actually this picture is taken from a village where people are trying open learning, new learning with limited resources. Obviously somebody also pointed out midday meal. So many perspectives have come out of this one picture, and now it is on the teacher or on the on the facilitator to take it ahead. Again, we have to see the teacher is here only as a facilitator. She is not a part. She's not teaching. She is facilitating the whole thing. Thank you. We can move ahead. So let's summarize. Vrushali, you are on mute if you were trying to speak.
Yeah, I
So
was
we have seen from the basic strategy. If you see the Bloom's curve, see and remember. Uske baad comprehension. Then you apply, and then obviously you evaluate and higher order learning skills. So this is how different activities can help you connect at different levels of learning. And finally we took inclusion and embracing the differences to give the best outcomes. Yeah, Sonali, very right. We can move ahead. So I'm sure everybody knows this.
Yeah, so now we come on the dreaded theories. So we are not going to talk about each theory, but what we wanted to talk about here is that when we say these words, like behaviorism, humanistic, cognitivism, constructivism, connectivism, all these becomes jargons for common people. Of course, students don't even know about it, so they are jane do. But even in daily life, it becomes jargons if you're not applying it, right? I'm sure in your journey, you are here, in your journey, you would have done these theory, done and dusted. Matlab, these theories are in your blood, your blood flowing along with the theory in your veins, right? But what we need to do. And what we need to think in a way is breaking this theory into chunks, chunking, again, a strategy, chunking these theories, breaking into different approaches, maybe different strategies to activities. And activities is something that should define your theory, right? Is this good? Is it making sense? Yeah.
So if you want, we can do a quick activity. Remember, we did the first activity called see and remember. Which theory would it, which theory and theories, not only one, which theories would it connect to best? You can type on chat. The first activity, see and remember.
I hope you remember that. See and
Yeah,
remember.
the one where we did the buildings. So let's collectively think, which cognitive, yes, very good. There is one also very basic theory which it connected to, right? Behaviorism.
We spoke about that.
Right? We spoke about it. So rote learning or, again, repeating, all this is behaviorism.
Recall.
Yes. Recall. The
Only
second
Narendra ji
activity.
is paying attention. Baki sab kahan hai theories?
I know. So
We have
let's
one.
move on to the second activity, Vrushali.
Yeah,
Concept.
sure.
That was concept attainment.
Concept
That
attainment.
magnetic, not magnetic.
हाँ. So magnetic, non-magnetic, कौन सा वाला theory होगा? Come on. We broke down the theory into approaches, strategies, activities. We did the activity in the start. Now tell us which theory did we map it to? Come on, teachers, come on.
Connectivism, very right.
Very nice, Pradeep. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Pradeep, ma'am. Sir, sorry. Connectivism. One more theory. One more theory. It's already, no, not humanism. You can connect humanism to everyone because cognitivism with social cognitivism, your schema, your information processing theory, right? So basically what information processing theory says that we take lot of, experience from the environment. We choose what to give attention to it. And the more we give attention to it, it goes into a short-term memory. And if we, we think more about it and we understand it, it goes to the long-term memory, right? So yes, cognitivism, information processing, connectivism, constructive it with environment, right? So that Bandura's theory, every one of us knows, right? ZBD. Yeah.
Now the third activity was the Zoom one, Zoom filters one. Okay, coming to third. Now cognitive done. The second one is done. Now the third activity that we did. We did activity about where everybody had to change the filter.
So somebody said humanistic, yes. But one more very, very, we are trying to connect, right? Behaviorism. Yeah, very strong behaviorism.
Yeah, very
because
strong
एक
behaviorism.
ने copy किया, सबने copy किया. Again, humanism, collectivism, yes. Humanism not much because we were not trying to connect to each other emotionally or mentally. Yeah, but connectivism, behaviorism, pragmatism, ये भी एक theory होती है, मुझे नहीं पता. Pragmatism, I think, is being practical. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good.
Awesome. What was the next one? Next one was
your thing link.
Thing link, thing link.
Relativity. So relativity is more of physics theory, right?
Physics theory, but I like the response.
Like it, yeah.
Theory of relativity. Okay, so theory of everything encompasses theory of relativity, physics.
Yeah.
I'm a physics person. I work for science. So yes. Okay, coming back. Yeah, observing scene, cognitivism. We are now on the activity where I showed you the thing link, a image, static image made into an interactive image with links embedded on it. Connectivism with cognitism.
So again, I think I will have to little bit clarify what difference I see between constructivism and connectivism. Constructivism is when we give the option, when we when we start probing people's minds through a proper structure. We give the structure, but children are discovering on their own. But what is connectivism to me is that when like-minded people come together, there's no learning objective to it, no learning outcome to it. You come together and then you decide, because you have common interest or common uh, task, you come together and then say, Acha, let's together study this. You make the learning objectives together because of connecting with each other, and then you learn from each other. So peer learning is very, very important part of connectivity. But the way we have used this whole entire session is constructivism, right? We had a objective earlier in mind. We wanted to, there was a topic to this session. We said theory to application. If there was no topic to this session and just we came together and just discuss, aaj kya padna hai, let's decide, and then we do a very, very rich discussion and come out with an outcome, that would be a connectivist approach. Right now our approach is very constructive in nature. Again, my views, you can, if you don't agree, please tell me.
Okay. We can create a path for them. Great.
Yeah, great. That is completely constructive. Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
So a bit of overall experience. So as honest slates, like I said, this topic is very close to our heart because we believe in apply what you learn, right? So this is a 4C experience that we always talk about, and this is helpful for any session. Not because it's orange slates and we are talking about it. This will be helpful for you in whatever you do, right? So the 4C experience, one is, of course, this is not the 4C. This is orange slates 4C, as we say. The first, this information has to be contextual. See, the examples that we took here, the discussion that we took overall was contextual to you, contextual to people, because this will be applicable to you. Okay, so any information that you give in the class or whatever you use has to be very contextual. Otherwise, I won't be able to relate to it. I won't be able to connect it only. I will not understand. Right? Second, it has to be collaborative in nature. So participation, engaging, exchange of thoughts is a very, very important way of learning from each other. Right? Challenging, of course, it has to be challenging. Otherwise, I will lose interest. Suppose I would have given you something very simple. You will do that. I don't want to do it. It's very simple. Chodo. Or it would be very difficult. So in the Zoom activity, I could notice some of them did not participate because they found it difficult. It's very difficult. I don't want to do it. So it is a feedback for us, right? That what is the right challenging level that we can use in the classroom. See, every day that you do, you learn something. That's a feedback. And it's a good way of learning, right? And creative. If you would have used only monotone, only one way of teaching, I'll use a video, I'll embed a video and it's done. I'll use one activity and it's done. Then there are some learners who are visual learners, some learners who are auditory learners. Of course, you know this multiple learning ways. I will lose interest if that way is not taken care of, right? If I wouldn't have done activity where you have to type fast, activity where you have to see, activity where you have to listen, right? So overall experience of 4C, where it is collaborative, challenging, contextual, and creative, this gives a complete experience to the child. And trust me, it's not difficult to achieve this. Practice will get it. Cool. So now it's feedback time. Okay, now it's time where you will tag us. Tag us is you will tell us, ask, and give. So this is again a visible thinking routine. This can be used as an exit ticket if in the classroom you want to talk it that way and you want everybody to tell the class to actually engage with you. This is a way of feedback. So we can use 3 to 1, 3 things that you learned, 2 things that you want to ask, and one thing you did not like. We use these exit tickets in the classroom. This is one of the exit tickets in the classroom. So You have to tell something that you liked. You can say one thing that you liked of the session, one thoughtful question you want to ask, and give meaningful suggestion. Does it make sense? So tag, T-A-G, tag us. Okay, so somebody wants to tag us? Anybody?
You can unmute or you can type on the chat. Anything is okay.
So when Sadali ma'am, you said 360-degree approach, what are you telling us or asking us or suggesting us? You have to say what you're doing. Are you telling us? Are you asking us, or are you giving suggestions? Can they unmute, Danisha? Can they unmute themselves?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, they can.
You can unmute, right? Can somebody want to raise hand and unmute and tag us? So when you write these one words, right? I don't understand. Progressive teaching, what? Informative session, thank you. But what about it? What was the information that you liked? So when we ask students and they give one word responses, do we okay, Naveshri ma'am, you want to ask? Just 1 second. Huh? Yeah, when we ask students, they give one word answers. We don't even know what that sentence is. Similarly, you are my students today, so I don't understand one word sentences. So Naveshri, you want to ask something?
Somebody's told us that the session was easygoing, friendly, inclusive, fun, information sharing in the session.
Thank you.
Yes,
So you're
thank
telling
you,
that you like.
Maimuna ma'am. You've told us, now you have to ask and give also, right? Ask one question, give one suggestion.
Okay, we want thoughtful questions. This means that you are thinking. I want thoughtful questions also from you. Innovative teaching style with good approach is tell. Okay. Ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, Sridevi ma'am, yes, tell me.
Yes.
Yes, actually, while teaching, it's very interesting to do. But practical, when we implement, especially in science, we'll feel some drawbacks actually. In history and English, what all the experiential learning and the practice and activity is enforcing. As a science major, it feels some practical implement to do is somewhat difficult to do with all those system of practice, theory to practice in the reality.
So, okay. Thank you. So your question is how to make science engaging or connect to real life. Is that what your question is? Sridevi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
So science, I would say science is a subject which can be connected to each and everything in daily life, right? So, for example,
Vrushali, ma'am, can I just
yes, Danisha,
yeah,
please
yeah.
go ahead.
I think what Sridevi ma'am wants to say is, how does this look on a lesson plan? How does this look? Like, how does this look as in structure? How does this look as in working? You understand? Now, when we're talking about different kinds of theories, we all know, like, for example, if I'm doing a lesson on classification of elements, maybe. So I did the whole activity I did with different colored pearls, different colored and textured and shaped pearls. I just took uh, small pouches of these to the classroom. And I just thought, how will I teach them classification? How will I teach them how to classify? So I just told them, I am giving you a pouch of pearls today. They're different shapes, size. You can decide. I want you to decide as in how will you classify. So the first time I told use 3 conditions to classify. The next time I told use 2 conditions with the classified group. Then third time again. So I didn't talk to them about carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, nothing. This was my first lesson on introducing classification of elements. Is that what you were trying to look out for today, ma'am? If I'm just trying to understand that question right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, got it, ma'am. Got it.
Oh,
Thank you.
Classification is one of the best examples. For physics, if you use, so for example, if you want to explain the concept of projectile motion, nothing, just you don't even have to buy a ball. Take a paper, crumple it, and you throw flat, and you throw from underarm, and you throw from overarm. What is the difference? Right? You don't need much. Of course, if you have resources, is a good thing, but you don't need bigger, expensive resources, or you don't need a big board or something like that to make your classroom engaging and connect to real life. You give students one real life example, they will find 10 for you. But there has to be an initiation or a push, the trigger that has to be done, right? So if you start with a simple machine, see, simple machines are from grade 3 onwards. Every grade has simple machine chapter in school, right? You start with simple machine, you bring in the classroom, you open in front of them, and then you will have 20 students bringing a simple machine from their home. They'll get a stapler for you, they'll get वो पकड़ होती है ना, पकड़ किचन में हम यूज करते हैं, वो पकड़ they'll get for you, they'll get the chimney that we use in the kitchen. All are simple machines, correct? Or you can simply make a simple machine using a simple chalk and a scale, right? A chalk and a scale, I can make a seesaw, or I can make an inclined plane, and I can show how it works. And then now, come on students, you have your books, use your book and compass and make a simple machine. I am telling you, ma'am, this is for all, okay? I'm not even answering only to one teacher, this is for all. Students are extremely creative if you give them time. A bit of a hard work at your end to start the session, they will make the chapter very interesting, engaging, and they'll take it to the next level. Okay, so I hope that answers, and thank you, Danisha, for the example that you took. That was really great. There was one more question in
There is an ask on any insights of the same for assessments. So yesterday only we took a session on assessments. If you see, there are 15 different ways you can take assessments. Normally, if you see, there is true and false, drag and drop, maze, then
I just want to add just एक second, Gunjan, before you get into this. First of all, assessment मतलब question answer, बच्चे को paper देके quiz लेना is not the only way to take assessments. So we have taken assessments on an image, okay, where the task given to students was they have to create questions whose answers were parts of the flowers. So my answer will be, say, calyx is the answer or corolla is the answer. What will be the question is a type of assessments taken in the schools now. Okay, of course, the pen and paper test is there because that's how the structure of our system is. But what is the objective of the assessment that you want to take is very important, right? So if you have a video, so you can actually take an assessment on a video. A child sees a video and then on the video, they have to answer questions. Students will be very happy to answer those questions because it's a video, they love watching it. Right? And of course, on that video, the types of questions that you can create is what Gunjan is sharing.
Yeah. So there's like 14 kinds of questions. If you go on any of the websites, you can find there's true and false. There's now assertion, reason. Then you have a drag and drop. Then you can have a maze, people going. Then there you can have the race. As soon as there are 5 students and they start solving some. You just step ahead. You jump ahead if you solved it. So many things you can do with assessment.
Composing songs.
Your creativity is the end to it. You can make assessments run. But obviously, the pen and paper we can't help it. एक साल में एक जो लेना है वो you keep that. But your formative assessments, where you're seeing, how children are learning, or they got the concept. The sky is the world.
Yeah, and you give them, and so what? I really don't know about what is happening right now with you all. Rubrics is something that we create and we keep it to ourselves. That is what I have seen teachers doing. I create rubric. I will not share it with students. I will not tell them what they will be assessed on. Let them do. There's no point, right? After they do something, then you tell them, "Arey, ye aisa nahi karna tha." Doesn't help. Create rubrics so that they are aware of what they will be assessed on, what they will be checked on, and let them plan according to that. Let them take ownership of planning according to that. That's the assessment. You want to assess them on the kind of work that they do, not on ye kiya kara socha ke nahi, right? So there was one more thing. So sorry, chats are in.
Yeah, so there is one thing that forest web may be intimidating because it has so much information. We think like that. We are still on Facebook and Insta till we have moved on to Discord, right? So I didn't even know this is something, I thought Snapchat was it, but people have moved on. So for us, it might be intimidating, for children, it is not.
So one thing that we teach us, sorry, yeah, Gunjan, please continue.
Yeah. So again, you have to decide for what level you use what kind of tool.
Yeah, and one thing that teachers have to stop doing it, assumption that students will not be able to do.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I direct the questions a little bit so that we are in pool with things? There's Miss Nikita's question, which says, "Is it possible to use flipped classroom for grade 1 and 2?"
It is. We assume that students of grade 1, what will they prepare? But of course, you will give them to prepare something which is suitable for that age. You will not expect them to come with preparation of entire water cycle, but maybe they come prepared with how I use water in my house. Uses of water. You want to teach the concept of uses of water. The child can, I use water to cook. I mean, at home, we use water to cook. We use water to wash our hands. This much. Grade 1 can actually talk more than what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
They can actually give a lot of we can wash clothes and all that. So this is simple. Use a simple concept that they can come back prepared at home and come and talk about how I do it in the classroom. Maybe for grade 1 and 2, you will not tell them you have to teach, but maybe they have to come prepared with a concept that they do. Right? From grade 3
grade
onwards,
1 and 2 videos are very good. You again, any activity or any structure, you have to structure it very well below, pehle hi. So, for example, you give a video and just tell them watch this video. That's all. There's no other activity behind it because they're smaller children. Watch this video and tell me what did you see. This is as simple activity as as you can give.
Thank you for that, Ms. Gunjan. Poonam Jangiani has. Yeah.
Sorry, interrupt you. Vrushali, what you spoke about for grade 1, one thing also that will very help participants to do, that you can also do show and tell activities with grade 1 students, right? Grade 1 loves to dress up, they love to talk about it in the class, and then you can ask the peers to reflect on it or to collaboratively engage in it. So this is what you can do. For example, you want to show them uses of water, right? Now, while doing uses of water with the kids, maybe one student does, for example, like shoots a video of at their home of how they're using the water. Okay, and then you can make a rubric and give it to another pair of the classroom and ask to reflect on it. Do you still use? Do you
so your voice is breaking.
the uses of the water is it similar to? Then you can engage them in peer learnings.
Yeah.
Right. So that is also one more way that you can do about, and that works very beautifully with especially with grade 1s and 2s. So you can do a lot of collaborative activities with them. Thank you.
And thanks, Utsav. And also picture story, like Utsav was saying, show and tell. Picture story works very beautifully in grade 1 and 2, and even in pre-primary for that matter. That they come and see and they create links. They will tell you stories from wherever. They will go beyond the imagination, even what we can think of. So yeah, give them opportunities. Don't assume that they won't be able to. Give them opportunities. Maybe you'll have to guide them, mentor them, but don't stop from doing just because they are grade 1s, right?
The next question is, I think Ms. Poonam Jangiani has something to tell you, simple, practical ways of imparting. She's asking you any insight about using the same for assessments that you've already touched on. And then she wants to like say or give perhaps basic info about the theories as handouts in advance to get clarity about the theories.
Feedback taken. Feedback taken.
Okay.
We should have.
Yeah,
But we'll give you
yeah,
after the session.
after the session.
Yeah.
While she did mention that she had tried something similar in science concept, when she says, I did visualization about the web, role play script was given to understand state of
Great.
matter, role play scripts were given, and they made connections on how stars are formed. So she's
Great.
somebody who's practically used that to
Awesome.
making orange juice using different mediums to understand roles of small machine or simple machine.
Simple machines.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so she did that as
Awesome.
well. There are a lot of appreciation coming your way. Thought theories connected them, so the reverse really worked for y'all. Is what Miss
Just
Dina
one
Singh
thing,
wants to say.
Danisha, one thing.
Yes.
So field trips, yes, like Utsav said, you can't do field trips regularly, actually taking students outside the school. But now, thanks to technology, we can do so many virtual tours. Okay. And again, I would say that if you do together virtual tour, it is also a great tool. You can use Nearpod for virtual tours. They actually take you in the ocean, they take you in space, they take you to museums. And there is
Google
Google
Earth.
Art and Culture. Sorry. Yes,
Google
Gunjan?
Earth. Yeah.
Google
Google
Earth. Again, Google Earth is brilliant. Google Arts and Culture actually takes you inside the museum and you can see each and everything with information. It's brilliant. And so we had done virtual tour 2 years back on Google Art and Culture, and we could see Bhavdaji Art Museum in Mumbai, and we could see each and every object, which when I visited there, I could not see. I could not see that much in detail. Right? So yes, field trips, it's practically impossible to take every month field trip. It becomes very difficult logistically also. But virtual tour is always there for you. So you can choose, maybe if you're teaching a concept in history or you're teaching science and you want to take the students under the ocean to talk about the depth and the animals that you find. I will share this link, Danisha. I will search and share this link where, as levels of ocean and depth that you go, there are different colors of water. Okay, because the sun rays doesn't reach the bottom of the water, so it is darker. And the kinds of animals and plants that you find in that level of water, 1 kilometer down, 2 kilometer down, 100 kilometers down, what will you find? Brilliant. It's just brilliant. So I'll send that link to you as well. You please share with all the teachers. So all these virtual tours, again, technology has been a boon for bringing the world closer when it comes to learning. There is no boundaries in learning now, right?
Next question. She wants to tell you. This is from Pramita Dasgupta. Miss Pramita is asking you, how often can we take up flipped classrooms? Um, um, I mean, obviously, she's talking about the time limit.
See, structurally, you can do it if you want to follow like pre templates and things like that. You might do only once a term, but a smaller flip version. For example, if you want to say a group of students, you know what, prepare this concept and come and you have to teach this, give them a week's time. That can be done 4 times a term. But a structure of entire project per se, that can only be once a term because that takes time.
So
to
again,
answer,
flipped classroom, is also conditioning your students' mind. We have seen time and again, we give things to students, they don't read and come. And then you end up teaching it again, right? So again, you have to create that conditioning and then structure it. If you start structuring it at, maybe, be a strict initially, it becomes the second nature. Then, they know कि इस teacher की class में जाना है तो पढ़ के जाना है, नहीं तो नहीं जा सकते. So again, it takes time to condition, but once conditioned, you can actually use it very, very often.
So maybe when you start, so the first time when you're starting, in the first term, you might just take smaller flip lessons, smaller ones. Tell only few students to prepare something and come, and then if they don't prepare, then you say, oh, we are not doing this concept unless I'll go to the next chapter, maybe. Second term, they'll be conditioned to prepare, and then you can take a bigger project. Maybe a particular entire chapter, you will be doing it flipped. Especially, I love to give that example in geography. We have, types of soils, or you have different countries. Entire term where you had Asia, Europe, Africa, one group will be doing Asia, one group will be doing Africa. Teacher is not teaching. Teacher is just mentoring, right? So this is entire term can be flipped, or some topics can be flipped. We can choose. How much time do we have, Danisha?
We still have about 15 minutes to
Oh,
go.
we
So
do
don't
have,
worry
right?
on that
I'm
side.
loving this discussion, so that's why I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure we have time.
So Miss Akanksha Jain wants to know if they can she can follow you on LinkedIn and future updates. So if if the link can be shared.
You
Uh,
can search me using the same name, Vrushali Sheth and Gunjan Pandya, same name, and you will
and orange slates, of course. So you can find them. They're very easy, foundable.
Plugin that Rahul College of Education has set up Sri Ela Tiwari Center of Excellence, which is powered by Orange Slates. So you can definitely reach out to the college, and then we'll be able to put you across with Orange Slate as well.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. In
then,
fact, we are, I'm sure Utsav is going to know that we are going to plan more sessions on
yes,
that with Rahul College of Education. And please get in touch with Rahul College of Education.
and there is
And
the
we'll,
Learning Festival 3.0, which is happening. That also we are very all excited about, where you have series of panel discussions which are happening, which is much bigger and greater than 2.0. So definitely you can reach out to the college, you can reach out to Ms. Dhanisha, and then she'll be able to patch you up with Orange Slate as well. Those we
absolutely,
go ahead with.
absolutely.
I think the next question, a lot of good tips around, and they how good the session has been. Going ahead, field trips also prove a great teaching experience involving various theories and methods. Another suggestion from Ms. Maimun. Ms. Maimun. Uh, Peer learning. Can you put some light on peer learning for grade 3, 4, and 5?
Grade 3, 4, 5, peer learning. Okay. See, peer learning is more powerful we can even think of. So there is no structure to peer learning. Okay. I don't have ये template में ये friend है ना ये template पे इसको पढ़ाओ. Please don't do that in the classroom. It will not work, because it's the way the friend explains is what we understand from a friend, right? So in peer learning, of course, you'll have to group in such a way that there is somebody who knows and then somebody who is maybe not as strong as the other child. And don't tell ki you have to teach, but give them simple task. Worksheet de diya. Textbook, if you don't want to work on worksheets, you can give some back of the textbook exercise and tell them to do together. Okay.
So you've
But there
heard of
has to
so many small group strategies, right? Tell, share, think, pen, share. Then you have round robin. Then you have change the stage. There's so many strategies. You can use these strategies and embed peer learning to it. When you add discussion to this strategy, when you add, you ask students to, talk to each other and then, present in the class. This is how peer learning will happen, right?
Going on to the next question, Ms. Manisha Deshmukh wants to ask you, in pre-primary, we have a lot of confusion between 1st and 10th place. For example, 115 and 51. How can we clear this confusion? If you have some strategy that might have worked for a smaller year group, pre-primary section, wherein 10s and 1s could be.
So we both have not, directly taught younger ones, but we've heard of a lot of playway methods, if you know. So you have different blocks for, tens and different colored blocks for single numbers. So you can use that. This is what I'm thinking right now, but I'm sure
or maybe we can do 10 group together coming together, or 10 seats coming together, and or any balls coming together. That's one, and then this, and I think I don't, so honestly speaking, we are not experts on pre-primary strategies for maths. I'm so sorry, but if at all I can find some links that can help you, I'll definitely share.
I think, just to add to what Manisha ma'am wants to look out for, the concept of ones and tens, it takes a little bit longer for the child to register is because of the learning milestones and the age milestones. So it's a very abstract concept for pre-primary. So you will have to give in some time and have more of experiential learning, like how Vrushali ma'am said, set of tens and ones. Many activities continuously with different kinds of manipulatives can really help build up that that skill. So, ma'am, if they are not getting 10s and 1s right away in pre-primary, don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because they will ultimately build up that capacity as they grow up, because age milestones and learning milestones are still to be covered, because this is an
True.
abstract concept, right? So don't be worrying, oh, my class did not get 10s and 1s in the first go. Doesn't, you don't have to be anxious about that, right? Because it gets reinforced in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, so that's something that you shouldn't be worrying so much. And let me move to the next question. I hope, Manisha ma'am, the question is answered for you. Um, uh, yeah, I think I'll just quickly go through.
I would like to
Yeah.
share my screen, and I might want to show you a virtual tour example, if that's okay. Just
T minus 10, go for main engine start. We are go for main engine start. T minus 6, 5, 4,
this one.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff
You can
of the
see.
Space Shuttle Discovery with the Hubble Space Telescope, our window on the universe.
This is a virtual
Some people
360
have
degree
called the Hubble telescope
of
the
the
most
shuttle.
important payload the shuttle has ever delivered. Is there a special
You
feeling
see,
about
you're
this
already
mission
moving
for any of
inside
you?
the
You've all been
space
up there
station.
before. Is this one really different?
One of the main objectives of the Hubble Space Telescope is to try to understand the true nature of our universe.
This is with the audio, and you can see the space
To
shuttle.
know that you're a part of a mission that seems to have excited the nation as well as the world.
They feel that you're walking on the lanes in front of space shuttle.
Wow. Pretty cool angle, isn't it? It's pretty impressive.
So it's along with the audio as well, but there'll be some without the audios, and you can talk.
Experience. I still have trouble when I look at it.
You can always switch on the audio.
I know.
Yeah, of course.
And there's nothing but great memories. We had such a fabulous crew and a great flight.
It's kind of hard to believe that you and I are going to be together.
Mad at me if I want to rub the name of my spaceship, aren't you?
So this is the Discovery spaceship.
Air kiss.
So Akansha ma'am, currently we do not have any templates for Hindi language. We're not prepared for subject specific
Welcome
training.
aboard.
But you're asking for a subject specific strategies.
Crawling in at the
Currently we don't have, but later maybe.
all the way around.
No kidding.
So we are inside a space shuttle. If you can see this, this is so exciting.
Your light one, sir. Is that cool?
This is how the inside of the space shuttle looks.
I would also like to add on to what Ms. Akansha was. Ms. Akansha, we can reach out to the Rahul College of Education, and they have an education clinic known as Sarthi, right? It's a free education clinic. In that, we will help you to develop these educational resources that you are willing to that you want to do for, right? We have a ton of resource persons already available, someone like Orange Slates, and we have many more. It's a free educational clinic. Please reach out to us. We are readily looking for people who want to invest themselves, who want to upgrade and upscale themselves. And as a college, we are right now just a think tank. We want to make our college a think tank session where we can just help progress the society and each one of you. Miss Sarita is in the group chat right now. Sarita, Miss, if you can put your email ID and your phone number for everyone. The educational clinic Sarthi is all actually officially this thing. We are also running programs on how to train people for CTET examinations, etc. Definitely Orange Slates can help us a lot when you want to develop. So basically you will be the rider of your ship. You will be developing it. We will just be facilitating and helping you, right? That would create a major impact on you as an individual too. And there was also one more concern that, sir, greetings, how can we connect with Rahul College with like these kinds of programs? A lot of programs are in pipeline. Again, Ms., you can reach out to Ms. Dhanisha. Ms. Dhanisha, if you can put out your contact number and email ID in the chat, anyone can approach to. Please look out for the Learning Fest Orange Slate is going to do right now. Vrushali, if you can just put a detail about your Orange Slate Learning Fest, which is going to happen. So that will also be a very impact thing for everyone.
So LearnFest, so was sharing that as Orange Slates, we organized a mega event of learning or mega fest of learning, which is called LearnFest. And every year it's a theme. So we started it in January, this year, January. And the theme was because we are coming back to school and how to seamlessly go from online to offline. That was the theme. In June, we did our second edition, which was focusing on national education policy. And like we say, apply what you learn. So our theme was how will you actually implement national education policy in your classroom. This time it's in January again, January 2023. I'll be sharing the link in the chat. And so this time the theme is competency-based learning. Again, a big term, a big jargon, and nowadays schools are talking about it, about competencies and how will you do it and how the skills and how will you focus it. But competency is not only about skill, it's about knowledge, it's about attitudes, it's about values along with the skill. And how will you implement competency based education in the classroom? How will you do assess competency based assessment in the classroom? What is the mindset that you can bring in the classroom? So various topics that we are going to take on competency. It's in January. And of course, Ms. Danisha will share the details with you. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with her and we will be more than happy to answer and see you there as well. Danisha has put her contact number as well. So
yeah, thank you very much, Vrushali ma'am, for sharing the Lawn Fest ID. And for everybody, I mean, like, we are so much immersed into this whole discussion. People have forgotten to fill in the feedback as well, because we're all discussing and you're trying to figure out, you know, how can we get a better experience for our little lovely learners, our children, you know. Rightly said, like, you know, the future of any country depends on the investment that we do in our younger ones, right? So politically, larger than life, we are getting bigger and bigger, but also education is something that we have always been strong on. With the new energy, I think we are moving in the correct direction, but do not panic. These changes are necessary so that our children can survive as global citizens.
And I just want to add, so we always say that our students should be ready for future. Our students need these 21st century skills. But it is very important for educators to be ready with those 21st century skills, because you are the mentors, you are the role models for your students. If you exhibit collaboration, students will learn it automatically. If you exhibit respect, if you exhibit critical thinking, if you exhibit, you know, questioning in such a way that it creates curiosity, automatically students will be curious. Automatically students will be creative thinkers, right? So to make students future ready, educators have to be future ready. Actually ready right now for the future. That will make students ready for the future that they are going to see. Right? So I think this is a great step. You are here in the morning with us, being ready for the future. So that's a great start. And I hope to see you more and continue this learning journey. And thank you once again. It's a pleasure to be here and engage with you. Thank you so much, Utsav. Thank you so much, Anjana ma'am. Thank you so much, Danisha, Pradeep, Alka ma'am. Thank you so much for making us part of this exciting symposium, and all the best for the sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Ms. Gunjan, for
Thank you so much.
And just one thing I would like to just say to everyone: agar kisi ko a lot of ideas must be cropping up, and they want to talk about it more. I mean, the time was less. The discussions were amazing that we just had. And but khali ek hi baat ye kehna hai to everyone that just please remember and understand one thing: whatever you want, we are always there for each other, because education has to collaboratively grow. So be it us, be it Orange Slate, anyone for that matter, best thing to do right now for everyone, I'm sorry, just the screen froze, because that can act as a point of contact. And then, with Rahul Education, with Rahul College of Education, we can patch you up with different people. Orange Slate will always be there. You can incubate your ideas. Hello, is my screen cracking?
Yeah,
Yes.
your voice is breaking.
It's
Yeah.
fine now.
Yeah. You might want to stop your video and talk. That will be better.
Yeah.
I think there's beneficial.
So that's what I was saying. Ki, matlab, anything that you want, you can incubate your ideas at the Center of Excellence, which is powered by Orange Slate. And Orange Slate will be very more than collaborative with us to develop those ideas for you. Right. So please reach out to the college. Please reach out to any one of us, and then we'll be help you to taking forward from there. And thank you, Vrushali, once again. Thank you, Gunjan, once again for being a part of this session.
Thank you, it's a great effort you have taken, and it's very, very enthusiastic audience, I must say. I should clap for all of you. Thank you so much.
Our next session again is from Orange Slates, which is inclusivity in education. In that, we are touching upon topics of gender inclusivity, social inclusivity, and ability inclusivity. So please attend that session as well. After that, we'll be having driving metacognition. Again, a wonderful speaker, Ms. Kavita Sangvi, who's joining in. And then finally, the power pack of the session, which was the design thinking in education, which is in the evening. Again, it was a very impactful session, which we had yesterday. Please reach out to the WhatsApp groups. All the details are available in the WhatsApp groups. Thank you. Over to you, Dhanisha.
I would now request my very loving colleague, Mr. Pradeep, to come and formally close the session. Thank you for everybody's patience.
Thank you, Dhanisha ma'am. Honestly speaking, I enjoyed a lot this session. Religiously, I just wanted to say, Gunjan ma'am, Vrushali ma'am, you just made my day a very fruitful day. I came across with many new things that as an educator, I should be incorporating myself. So I feel so for my audience as well. Even they had an opportunity to learn many things from you both. You made a simple, like a difficult thing, very, very simple. Like the theories part, for me as a person, I was a little bit confused about those theories. But when I really actually started learning it and I enjoyed it while answering also. So it was a learning for me today. So I just want to extend my warm, sincere gratitude towards you both. Kunjan ma'am, Vrushali ma'am, thank you so much for giving your valuable time to us, for our audience also. Definitely, we are going to have much more collaborations with you, much more sessions with you looking forward. Simple, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And just one last thing before we part. Thank you again. Thank you so much. There is in reaction, you can see a bulb icon. So you'll have to search for it. If you can add a bulb icon, this means you have learned something new and that's exciting. Just if you want to try it on Zoom, you can. Okay. So on Zoom also, you can do a lot of things here.